Hey guys, it's Melanie and happy Friday to everybody. I hope that you've all had a really great week and that you're excited for the weekend. I believe that summer actually starts on Saturday, so it's finally here for all of you that love summer. I'm not one of those people. I prefer fall and winter, but that's okay. Lucky for me, because I have a kid, time just flies by like crazy, so summer will be over in no time. I'm sure those of you that live on the East Coast and deal with snow all the time probably want to throw like a dart at me, but I would happily trade places with you if I could just like uproot my entire life and transport it that way. Neatly plop it down, but not going to happen, so I am stuck with my beautiful Oregon rain. That's okay though. So I'm here to share my weekly favorites with you, and this week I actually do have a little bit of what I'm going to call a flub. So these are my Friday favorites and flubs. That's what I've decided to go with. Do you guys like it? Again, I'm hoping this is going up on Friday. I think I can get it up on Friday. Right now, it's just kind of weekly favorites, depending on when I can get this stuff done. So, let's talk favorites for this week. I'm going to start with my little bit of like a random favorite, and this is the Mariani Honey Bar Sesame Bar. So, this is like, it's not granola, because it's not granola, but it looks like a granola bar. So it's basically just a bunch of nuts glued together by honey, and I love these suckers, and I'll tell you why. So these are all natural. They're gluten and wheat free, they're vegetarian, they're cholesterol free food. This is basically just seeds, nuts, raisins, and honey. There's no trans fat, no added color, no like preservatives or anything like that. I love these on days that I'm working weddings. For those of you that are fairly new to my channel, I own my own wedding planning company, and the summer is obviously my busy season. That's when most people prefer to get married. So I work like 15, 16, 17-hour days pretty regularly during the summer. Probably another reason why I don't really care for summer. But not saying I don't love my job, just saying it's a rough gig sometimes. But I feel blessed to be able to do it. I love these because they're super fast for me to just like wolf down. It gives me energy, and it basically keeps me going like during that midday slump. I don't have time for a sit-down meal. The summer screws with my metabolism worse than like anything. My weight is a struggle for me right now because during the summer months, it's very difficult for me to make the time to eat like proper meals. And even like my grazing that I normally prefer to do is all off kilter, because I feel like when I do have a rare moment to like eat something, I wolf it down so fast that like half the time I probably don't even chew my food, and then I'm like off to like the next project. And that's not a healthy way to be, and that's something that I really do need to make a priority. But until I can figure that stuff out, I feel at least somewhat decent about eating something like this because it doesn't have all of like the preservatives or a bunch of junk in it. It tastes really good. It's annoying because the little sesame seeds do get stuck in my teeth, and I have to be careful to like at least do like a quick mirror check afterwards. But for the most part, these keep me going through my long, crazy work days until I can get my vendor meal at like 7 o'clock at night. You know, and even sometimes like at like 10 or 11, like as the weddings are closing down, I'll eat like another one of these for just that last quick burst of energy so that I can get cleanup done and then drive my ass home. Sometimes I have like an hour, hour and a half, 2-hour drive depending on where my wedding is that day. So stuff like this is super helpful for me. And again, these are the Mariani Honeybee Sesame Bars. They have different types of bars, like more than like the sesame, but they're super inexpensive. They're like $1 a piece essentially, and I get them at my local Fred Meyer's. So They're kind of in like the health food section, so that's where I imagine that you could probably find this in your local grocery store. All right, on to the makeup. I've been using this palette quite a bit, and this is the Tarte Amazonian Eye and Cheek palette. This is still for sale on Sephora. I've had this for a while, and I don't often find myself reaching for it because I have a million palettes, but I so enjoy this when I do get it out. So you have 6 eyeshadows there. The eyeshadows are beautiful. The formulation of the Tarte eyeshadows has definitely changed over the years. I have a couple of older palettes that I don't care for the pigmentation at all, but these are much better ever since she changed to like the Amazonian clay formula. I also have 2 blushes here that I really like. One of them is Tarte Exposed, and I believe this one is free. That's the name of it. It's exclusive to this palette, so it's not one that you can find anywhere else, but Exposed right over here you can find. It's a pretty popular one. I love all of these colors in here. They're great. There are some great transition shades in here. There's also some great lid shades, and this just makes a really great smoky eye. This sort of like taupey color, this purple, and then this like khaki shimmer color are beautiful on the lid. And then using this color here, it kind of reminds me of Nooner from the Naked 3 palette. You know, just to blend out the crease a little bit, and then you've got a nice highlight shade and a good like all over like peachy shade here. Just really great quality. I believe that this is somewhere in the $45 range. So the packaging is super cute too. It looks like a little clutch. This is something that would definitely be easy to travel with. It's fairly small, and like I said, you can get a really awesome smoky eye or even just a really great neutral eye, and then the fact that you have 2 blushes and 2 pretty neutral blushes makes this an awesome palette for me. So I'm glad that I grabbed this out and that I've been using it again. On my cheeks today, and on my cheeks for pretty much the last few days since I purchased this, I did show this on Instagram. My Instagram information is down below, but just search for MrKongsMom and I will pop up. This is the new Essence Cookies and Cream Blush in Cake Pop That's Top. The stupidest name ever, but this is a beautiful blush. Like I said, I'm wearing it again today. It's super easy to overdo it with this sucker. It is like pigmented. Sorry, don't mean to flip you off, but that's like, you will look like a crazy clown lady if you just swirl your brush in here and like go to apply it. You have to tap off the excess. What a gorgeous blush. I believe this is the only one that came out with this collection, and I learned about this from Stephanie from Flourish XO. She sent me a text or something on Facebook, and she was like, oh my gosh, have you seen these? There's also some eyeshadows that looked really pretty, but in my effort to try to not be a complete makeup hog / hoarder, I resisted the eyeshadows. I may regret that because they're beautiful. It's just a gorgeous like chocolatey taupey brown, and then there was also a beautiful like creamy color, like highlight color. I'm so tempted to go back, but I'm really going to try not to. There was also a couple of lip glosses. Anyway, this absolutely worth looking out for. It was $2.99. It was so inexpensive, and truly, it's probably one of my favorite blushes. And it's from the drugstore, and it is absolutely stunning. It is one of like the baked blushes, so it's super easy to work with. You just have to be careful to tap off the excess. I've just really enjoyed this week, and it's definitely worth seeking out. It's a beautiful shade for summertime. I did pick up one of the Maybelline leather color tattoos. I picked up Chocolate Suede. I've been wearing this ever since I grabbed it. This was another thing that I showed on Instagram. And I gotta say, I really like this. I don't think that I needed it. I do have quite a few other like Constructivist from MAC. I have that. This is somewhat similar to that. You know, there's other like from the spring collection, like the taupey colors, somewhat similar to this. but it's pretty. If you missed out on that spring collection on like the taupe shades in there, I would grab them, but I'm just going to make this video like way longer than it needs to be by doing that. If you missed out on those and you're looking for like a replacement, this is probably a pretty good replacement if you weren't able to get those. It does have some shimmer in it. The rest of them appear to be matte. I didn't grab anything else from the collection, even though all of them were there. I believe that they are permanent to the line. I know that there's a few colors that they're doing away with, and they seem to be making room for these guys in the permanent collection by doing away with some of the other color tattoos that were permanent up until now. So yeah, I didn't feel like it was absolutely necessary for me to grab them, but they were really, really pretty. If you like matte, there's quite a few beautiful matte shades within that collection. Just a gorgeous like dusty plum color, a nice beigey color. Just some really great options in this collection. So if you haven't seen it, it should probably be at your stores pretty soon. But the chocolate suede is one that I can absolutely vouch for. I'm wearing it again today. I do have something over top. I just grabbed a little bit of the creme brulee from the chocolate bar palette here. So this color here. And then I also used semi-sweet to blend out the crease a little bit. So that's what I have on my eyes today. I think it's so pretty. It's gorgeous for like blue or green eyes. So there you have it. Let's talk some lip products. This has been the week of just using gloss. I don't know what it is, but I just felt like using glosses this week. I wasn't really into lipsticks. So I've been wearing Coral Reef from Revlon. This is obviously the original. This is not one that they transferred over into the new repackaging of this particular line. It's the Super Lustrous line, by the way. This is Flower Cosmetics Lovely Lotus. I am actually wearing this mixed with NYX Butter Gloss in Maple Blondie. So these two together are super fun. I've just been mixing like glosses together, but these shades here have just really kind of captured my attention this week. And I guess I just like the lighter feel now that we're like really starting to get into summer. I'm not as much into like heavy like lipstick type of looks, even though most of my lipstick choices tend to be pretty nude, neutral pink. I just like the lighter feel of a gloss. So those have definitely grabbed my attention this week. What I'm wearing for foundation today is actually a sample, and I've worn this one other time this week, and I've actually been pretty impressed with it. This is a sample I got a long time ago and then just never ended up using because I was like, it's Clinique. This is the Clinique Stay Matte Oil-Free Makeup, and the color is 04 Cream Whip. That's what the associate wrote on there. This is a medium to full coverage, so it's buildable foundation. This is geared towards my skin type, which is crazy oily. I put this on about 4 hours ago, and so far I've got a little bit of oil coming through. I'm not perfectly matte, but it's not obnoxious. You know, if I were to just blot a little bit, I think I would be good for another few hours. It's a pretty thick foundation. This color is slightly a little bit too like pink beige for me. I tend to do better with colors that are a little bit more yellow based, but I gotta say the formula of this is decent. For those of you that just have like oily skin, this might be perfect for you. Those of you who are like crazy oily like me, this is a good option. You'll probably have to do some other stuff to like help with the oil coming through because it's not a miracle. But I'm pretty impressed that it has held up the way that it has so far. And earlier in the week when I wore it, I was able to get away with, you know, just blotting like 2 times during the day. And then it was easy enough to take off with my Clarisonic at night. I didn't feel like it was like clogging my pores or like overly like heavy or cakey, especially with it being summer. It just felt nice, and I do like the way that it looks on my skin, and I like the fact that it's buildable. So Is it something that I will purchase in the full size? Probably not. I'm just not a liquid foundation kind of girl. I've tried to be, but it's just not really my thing. I prefer powder foundation. But I do think that this is a great option, especially for oily skin girls. So get yourself a sample at Sephora. Maybe your associate can do a better job of color matching you. But it's good stuff for what it is. So if you have oilier skin towards the summer, this might be worth a try for you. I haven't really been doing like perfume this week. I've just been wearing the Amber Rush fragrance mist from Bath & Body Works. This was actually a free one that I got with a coupon. This smells beautiful. I'm actually tempted to go to the semi-annual sale and buy the perfume version of this. It's just so pretty and soft. It is like a floral type of scent. I got it all over my hands. But I like it. Normally I don't wear like heavy florals, but this is nice because during summer it's a lighter, airier version of perfume. It certainly doesn't last more than like an hour or two, but it's a nice refresher. So I may actually just plop this in my purse and then, use it to kind of freshen up like during my wedding days. Because Lord knows I run around and get sweaty and gross. I should like take a selfie like at the end of one of my wedding nights. Hot mess. Like hot mess. Not even hot. Like just a mess. Let's talk about my flub for this week. And it's a flub because it's not really working the way that I want it to, but I found another way to be able to utilize it and it works better. So it's just a pain in the ass that it's not doing its thing the way that I want it to. This is the Red Velvet Cupcake Candle from Bath & Body Works. This is one that I haven't burned. I love this fragrance. It smells like red velvet cupcakes or red velvet cake. So basically this is just red velvet cake with rich creamy vanilla frosting. That's exactly what it smells like. My issue with this is that, not with this collection, but I've heard other people say that the red velvet cupcake from like the Christmas collection, like when you're burning it, it smells like crayons and it just doesn't have like a good burn. Like it just tunnels. It's not a good candle. This one doesn't smell like crayons when I'm burning it, but it's just not very strong. Like I have to be standing like next to it to actually smell it. And I'm one of those people, I prefer to be smacked in the face with the candle that I'm burning. Like I want to know like, yeah, that's red velvet cupcake, I want to know that it's peach. I want to know that it's like, a raspberry peach macaroon. This one just doesn't have the throw. However, what I've discovered, and this was kind of by accident, so whenever I finish one of these candles, I flop it in the freezer and I break out the rest of the wax. I have a video about it. I will link it down below. I just like to clean up the containers and reuse them for other things. So I've cleaned out one of these in the mason jar size, and then I put it in my Tarte warmer and I just turned it on, and I'll be damned if like it didn't smell up like the entire downstairs of my house. Like it just was so much stronger when I put it in the Tarte warmer than like when I was actually burning it. And it was just like a little tiny bit left at the very bottom of my mason jar. So it wasn't much wax, but it smelled so much stronger and so much better in the Tarte warmer than it ever did when I was burning it in the candle form. So I don't know. That's kind of the bummer about this, is that like I don't know how I'm going to cut pieces out of here to put in my Tarte warmer. I'm sure I can YouTube it and somebody will tell me like exactly how to chop this up like and put it in the warmer, but I didn't want to have to do that. I'm not going to return this because I really do love the fragrance. It smells beautiful. It doesn't smell like burning crayons. It burns evenly. It's just not very strong. So, you know, for that reason, like, I'll just figure out a way to use it in my Tarte warmer and we'll sort of go from there. But I'm not going to go out and purchase any more just based on the experience that I've had with this guy. So, kind of a letdown because I was really looking forward to, like, really smelling this in my house, and the throw just isn't there. So, that's it. Those are my favorites for the week. This was a good week because like I said, I have a bunch of like videos that I've stored up from recording multiples in one day. So I've actually been able to upload pretty regularly, and that feels good. I feel like I'm not just kind of like disappearing the way that I normally do during the summertime. I've been also trying to, when I do have just a tiny bit of time, to at least respond to like a few comments here and there. So if you've left comments and I haven't been able to respond to you, know that I still read them, and I so appreciate you guys and the interaction that we get to have. And it just really makes my day to read your positive comments. And for those of you that don't leave positive comments, I don't know why you waste your time watching, but whatever. I'll just block and delete you. So I've just had kind of an influx of like weirdo comments lately, so I'm like, oh, what the F? But I guess like it's part of YouTube, so I barely even like start reading them. If they like go remotely negative, I just block and delete that person. And sure, they can create another account and come back, but we'll just continue the block and delete. So hopefully they'll get bored and find somebody else to pick on. So anyway, thank you again, you guys, for your positivity. It's very encouraging to me, and I hope that you've enjoyed my videos this week. I will, of course, link them down below. If you missed any of them, feel free to go check them out. If not, I'll just see you in a future video. Have a great weekend, you guys, and I'll see you soon. Bye.